What it do, guys? It's your boy Jay Reed. We doing this video review right here, guys. We're gonna listen to this guy commentary. Y'all subscribe to his channel too. His TCRL, the good lawyer. We're gonna do this review, guys, on how these uncivilized mutts, these cops, these tyrants infringe on your rights. Let's get to it, though.
There's 4 young children. While driving to get their favorite meal, which was French toast from a restaurant just a few blocks away, Sylvester encountered 2 Dallas police officers. He did not return to his kids with their breakfast. Now, a lawsuit has been filed and the body cam footage has been released.
I'm finna go get some for my baby, something to eat. Come on and step out. Come on and step out. You're gonna get chased. Come on and step out.
This case involves the Fourth Amendment issues of excessive force, false arrest, and malicious prosecution. Let me take you through the facts that are alleged in this lawsuit alongside the body cam footage that was released. Then I'll give you my analysis of what happened here and discuss the applicable constitutional law.
What is your name? Sylvester Hayes. Sylvester Hayes.
The name of a champion.
I do apologize. Like if you felt like they roughed you up or whatever, I do apologize.
I tell you guys, these uncivilized mutts, the cops are the biggest gang. Let me tell you guys, the cops are the biggest gang in America, but we're going to get into it before we get in.
They pulled him over for no apparent reason. When Sylvester Hayes calmly asked why he was pulled over and explained that he was getting breakfast for his kids, the response just didn't make sense. But Hayes didn't argue. He gave over his driver's license. He also disclosed to the officer that he had a lawfully owned and possessed handgun in the vehicle. Rather than run a check on Hayes' license through the Dallas Police Department database, accessible from the computer inside the police car, Officer Harris wrongly informed the other officer that Hayes was wanted for a family violence warrant. In actuality, the person that Officer Harris thought was Hayes was a completely different person whose first name was spelled Sylvester with a Y rather than with an I. It was a completely different person. Without verifying the wrong information haphazardly provided to him by Officer Harris, the other officer, Gwab, walked back to Hayes' driver's side window and without explanation proceeded to reach inside his vehicle to open his car door.
You see, this is what these motherfuckers do right here, guys. They're bullies. They try to intimidate you. They feel like because they got this badge, they are above the fucking law. And these uncivilized pigs need to be goddamn held accountable. These fucking maggots. I can't stand these maggots, bro.
Damn, I'm finna go get some for my baby, something.
Got the wrong fucking guy. How the fuck you haphazardly made this mistake? This haphazard information. I can't stand these bastards, boy. What did they open? Oh my God, they're violating this Fourth Amendment. Why are they trying to unlock his car?
I'll explain it. No, sir. Tell me why.
How did it give you permission?
I didn't give you permission to right now you are being detained. Come on and step out. Hey, yeah, okay, sir. Come on and step out. Come on. Come on, people. Come on. Come on and step out.
You telling him to step out. Why are they telling this man to step out of the car, bro? I can't stand these fucking faggot ass cops, bro. These bitch ass cops trying to be tough guys. They don't even know the law, bro. They are infringing on people's rights every day, bro.
Alarmed at this sudden escalation and aggression by Officer Gwab, Hayes repeatedly demanded to know what was going on. Instead of providing an explanation, the officers further escalated their aggression and use of force. As this was happening, numerous additional Dallas police officers began to arrive at the scene. They rushed in to join into the use of force against Hayes, not knowing the context of what had transpired.
See, this is what they do, guys. They try to gang up on your ass. They try to intimidate you. They try to, because we're the police, we do what I say. These guys are tyrants, bro. This is what they do. This ain't no fucking minorities. They're not above the goddamn law. We have rights. They're supposed to protect the rights, our constitutional rights, these fucking officers, bro. But see, what they do is protect one another, bro. This is what they do, these dirty ass cops. They don't give up one another. The cops are the gang, bro. I'm telling you, they're gang leaders, bro. They're gangsters. They're the real thugs, the prosecutors, the judges. These bastards, bro. Damn.
Before their arrival, the new officers, having observed the lawfully possessed and disclosed gun, began yelling gun, only to further escalate the situation and the use of force against Hayes.
Because he's black.
The violent uses of force were captured on the body cam footage, showing the officers unnecessarily kicking, punching, and tasing Hayes. Hayes began begging for his life and pleading for help from bystanders and witnesses.
Help! 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 They hurting me! They hurting me! I don't know, fellas. Get in the car! Help! Stop!
Oh my God.
Well, y'all hurting me. Get in the car!
Some of this footage has been censored in order to comply with YouTube's guidelines. As usual, I'll post the raw, uncensored clip of this portion at the blog post linked below. Eventually, the officers hogtied Hayes' feet and they violently placed him in the rear of the police car. Thereafter, one or more...
Guys, I don't know how you've been in the back of a police car, but that shit is tight the fuck up. Your ass is hog-tied. Goddamn, the back of your hand comes to your damn feet. You hog-tied like a fucking animal in a damn cage back there. This man is begging for his life, asking what the fuck is going on. He's trying to get breakfast, being a good father. That means he's active in his kid's fucking life. And this is what these bastards do, these slave catchers do. I can't stand these sons of bitches. Defund the police. Defund their ass. I want to defund the department. This is what my tax dollars are going to. Sons of bitches.
More of the officers can be heard justifying their actions by falsely accusing Hayes of being a felon and that they were going to send him to the feds. Then Officer Harris finally checked Hayes' driver's license through the Dallas PD database. To her apparent shock, the database informed her that the person she just arrested and hogtied was not the same person that she thought had a warrant. She can be heard on the body cam footage saying, "F, we got the wrong guy." The database check further informed her that Hayes had actually never been arrested in his life and that the gun in his possession was completely legal. Afterwards, the sergeant, who was the supervisor of these two officers, informed Mr. Hayes of the mistaken identity and apologized for his team roughing him up.
Apologies ain't enough. They need to be fired. They need to be going to damn jail for what they did. This is fucked up. This should not have happened. This is error. Negligence. This is human error. This is wrong. I just see the case the other day. A lady did 3 days in jail on Christmas and missed her sons goddamn leaving for the army. A white lady did 3 days in jail in Florida in 2022 for goddamn it the wrong person getting off a cruise ship and got the wrong person. And they went to the jailhouse of fame and she stayed. The jailer told her this is not the right person in the database. The cop didn't give a fuck. I tried to tell you, the cops don't give a damn about you guys. All they want to do is lock people up with that badge and that gun. They feel like they are walking gods. These tyrants, man. These tyrants must be stopped. This is a tyranny they're on.
And that was a quote. But then the sergeant spoke with Officers Guab and Harris, who made several false and misleading representations about what had transpired. And based on that, the sergeant encouraged those officers to unlawfully arrest Mr. Hayes and charge him with resisting arrest and unlawful possession of a weapon.
We were sitting at the church and we're just...
So they still, you see what they do, guys? They always want to put charges on somebody. They're talking about resisting. This is how they try to do when they fuck up. Resisting arrest. The man did not resist arrest, bro. He's asking questions. They always want to do that because you're not moving fast enough for doing. This is the bullshit they do and unlawfully carrying. See, they always just trying to find... They had no reason to search this man's vehicle, bro. They had no reason to search his car. That's just his Fourth Amendment right there. They had no reason whatsoever. They haven't suspect this man doing a crime in his car or about to do a crime. See, guys, you got to know you're right. This man, they shouldn't have never searched his car. That was an illegal search.
Running plates. Okay. I'm like, hey, run that Hyundai. So she runs it, and she was like, oh, let's look at the registered owner or whatever. So she does. She goes to AIS.
They would be fired.
It's a cross-reference.
Come on, goddamn resisting arrest.
So she's like, okay. She kind of looks at it, but by that time we had already lost him. He had already gone into like the Family Dollar parking lot or whatever. The Family Dollar parking lot. So then, as she's searching, she finds out that the name that she put on there, whatever was on AIS, had continuous family violence, warrant. So then we get behind him up here because we see the car moving on Illinois. So we catch up to it and we get up here to Southern Oaks. And he fails to signal within 100 feet from the stop sign here at Southern Oaks and Overton. And as soon as he came up here, we obviously pulled him over.
So you got the reason for contact.
Yeah. So I pulled up to the car and I'm like, hey man, look, you got pulled over for this, this, and this. And he was like, well, that's not fair because you were watching me from the other side. And I was like, yeah, we were on the other side of the light, but you were crossing. So obviously, you know what I mean? Yeah. So then I was just like, you have your ID with you. And so he gives it to me, and obviously I handed it over to her, and she's like, Sylvester Hayes, like that's the name that was under warrant. But
so you got a good warrant.
Well, there's I guess a lot of tickets.
They see how they lie and try to make shit up. See, you got these cops cover one another, bruh. See, he trying to do CYA, cover his own ass right here. He's trying to do all this goofy ass shit. See, these cops, this is what they learn at the academy, this crooked academy. These crooked bastards, these wicked sons of bitches are ruining people's lives like this. These sons of bitches need to be held accountable right here. I can't stand these motherfuckers, how they lie for one another, the fun they ass. They need to throw their ass in the back of a cop car in the fucking cell, trying to ruin this man's life. Look how they lie for one another. Look at the games they're playing right now. Oh my God, it's farce.
In order for us to be able to
this is what they do. They stand up for one another. They lie for one another. Break the law.
I'm like, can you just step out of the car for a second? Let's go to the back of the car. And at that point, he was like, for what? For what? And I'm like, bro, come on, man. And so that's whenever Reggie pulled up, and we tried to get him out of the car, and the fight was on.
Okay.
And then I was like, bro, come on.
So you got jail traffic, resisting arrest, right?
Yeah, we have failed to signal 100 feet, and then he has tickets. He had a gun in his pocket because he kept going like this.
That's not against the law to have a gun. You see all this buck and shit, they be lying and shit, bro. Police are the biggest liars, bro. Professional liars.
Whitman was on the other side. He was like, gun, right pocket, gun.
Yeah.
So,
is he a felon?
He has not been convicted. Or no felon.
So why the fuck, how they gonna charge him with this? This man can have a gun, bro. Like, there ain't no law saying he can't have a firearm. The man can have a fucking gun. That's the Second Amendment, you fucking piece of shit. Damn, I can't stand these bastards, bro. Boy, I hate pigs, boy. I hate pigs.
Well, I don't know if we were going to be able to put the resistance because you can't resist detention. You can get him out of the car, but, I mean, if the fight is on.
They're liars.
So who was on the driver's side?
I was.
So he was listening to your commands at the time, right?
No, he was not. As soon as I had to open the door when I was like, hey, come on, bro.
No. You opened the door eager to get this man out, bro. You were so adamant that he was the guy. And you shouldn't have touched his car door.
Yeah. So when he was sitting down and we were, like me, Reggie, and I forget who else was next to me, we're trying to pull him out.
Cop lying. He can't even get a story. Just lying bitch.
It was a gun, right pocket, right pocket.
That's why people hate cops right there. This is why people fear cops, bro.
Based on your investigation, you have probable cause to stop him because y'all looked at his name and his picture earlier and could identify him?
We couldn't see it in the car. So that's the thing.
We have a traffic violation.
You got traffic
violation. Yeah.
Because of reason for contact.
Yeah, so I wasn't going to be like, oh, it's an investigative stop and then it turns into shit. Like, no.
What was the investigative stop? You see, this is how he lied. He said he had an investigative traffic violation. They have yet said what traffic. They ain't say he was speeding. They ain't say none of that. This is all frivolous bullshit right now. You see how these motherfuckers lie so bad? Oh, God, bro. There are perpetual liar cops, bro. Perpetual liars, bro.
Okay.
All right. Just to make sure, because, we got new laws now.
Yeah.
Right? So, if he's not a felon, but not convicted of one, that's different. Any drugs in the car?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. Y'all just searched the car?
Yeah, they haven't said anything.
They should have searched the vehicle.
Then what was his injury?
Nothing.
But if he resisted, he resisted. You know what I'm saying? So we got him on that, right?
Yeah.
So we're good. So, yeah.
You see this right here, guys? That's why people don't trust the cop. They just say, we got him on something, though. We good. Oh, yeah, we got him on something. See, guys, this is what they do with a black man. Driving while black. See, they wanted... And see, these cops think we got a black man. We got one, boys. Yeah, daddy. Sucking on white daddy's dick. These dick sucking bitches right here. Oh my God. Oh my fucking goodness. You don't give a damn. Guys, I say this so much. The cops don't give a fuck about you. They just want to lock a motherfucker up, bro. Whether he's innocent, guilty or not. They just want to lock motherfuckers up. They don't care about your innocence. What they say is fighting in court, which is wrong. They don't care about protecting people. They just want to protect each other and get a paycheck.
Just find out.
Are you? Ended up being like the third or something like that. But as soon as I saw the Lester Hayes, I was like, okay, let's get him out. Well,
He's sorry
As a
ass
result
bitches.
of that, Hayes was arrested and held in jail for multiple days. He got fired from his job working as a security guard, and he was then completely unemployable as a security guard anywhere else. After approximately 14 months of malicious and false prosecution, on December 9th, 2022, the Dallas PD finally acknowledged their mistakes.
This is so dirty. This is so evil. This man lost his job, bro. This man was forced to get fired, spending days in a can, in a slammer. He didn't even do anything. This man didn't break no rules whatsoever. And this man had to lose his damn job. Boy, I thank Jesus every day I wake up. I pray this don't happen to the end of my subscribers of y'all, bro. Lord Jesus. Because this is sad right here. I get angry watching this shit right here, bro. Because how the fuck do they fuck this up? How do they do this with all this modern technology? They do this. They just want to arrest somebody. They just want to keep somebody in jail because they got power. They have so much ego. They're fragile egos. They're broken egos. These guys are dictators. They're tyrants. They're bullies. These are insecure, fragile ego bastards. They must be stopped. Defund the police.
And dismiss the false charges against Mr. Hayes. On October 16th, 2023, Sylvester Hayes filed a federal civil rights
Hold on, so you got a charge of
alleging
discipline? Let me go
excessive
back.
force
I'm watching this with y'all.
from his job working as a security guard, and he was then completely unemployable as a security guard anywhere else. After approximately 14 months of malicious and false prosecution, on December 9th, 2022, the Dallas PD finally acknowledged their mistakes and dismissed the false charges against Mr. Hayes. On October 16th, 2023, Sylvester Hayes filed a federal civil rights lawsuit alleging excessive force, false arrest, as well as a Monell claim against the city of Dallas. Let's discuss the alleged violations here. First, we have excessive force under the Fourth Amendment. The standard there are the Graham factors, the severity of the crime at issue, whether the suspect is resisting or evading arrest, and whether there's an immediate safety threat to any individual. So here, the severity of the crime at issue was that the cops believed that Hayes had a non-felony warrant and he was being pulled over in a traffic stop situation. Even assuming he did have a non-felony warrant, as they believed, the severity of the crime at issue was still low, though not bottom of the barrel necessarily, as the warrant did imply some allegation of non-felony violent behavior. There's evidence that he was resisting arrest. However, that assumes that a lawful arrest was taking place, and we'll get to that. First, state law can vary on whether there's a right to resist an unlawful arrest. The lawsuit here alleges the existence of a Texas state law conferring a right to resist an unlawful arrest, and that's Texas Penal Code 9.31. In any event, the resistance being offered is more passive than violent, in my opinion. Passive resistance, or even verbal resistance, is going to justify a nominal level of force, as opposed to somebody actively fighting with police officers, punching, kicking, things.
Yeah, I just feel like that was bullshit. Talking about he was resisting, the man just asking questions or whatever the case may be. And a lot of people gonna say in the comments, because a lot of people gonna say in the comments like, man, he should have just listened what the officer say. No. We gotta stop this bullshit. Just rolling over and just doing what masters say because they got guns and badges. They are above the law. This is not a dictatorship. This is not a monarch. These are not authorians. They're supposed to protect the rights and protect the citizens and uphold the Constitution, not violate and infringe on people's rights. This man didn't do anything wrong, bro. This officer is already overly aggressive. He already had in his mind that he want to lock this motherfucker up anyway. He was so determined. He was adamant on getting this man out of the car and putting cuffs on him. And that lying son of a bitch was just dirty of him. This man lost his livelihood was days in jail, and all they issued was an apology and dismissed his case. That was it. He shouldn't have been arrested in the fucking first place. And I realize they always like to hit people with that resisting arrest without violence bullshit. What the hell? Because I'm talking back. I got a right to my First Amendment, the son of a bitch.
That nature. Here, he was being loud, somewhat defiant, and engaging in what I would describe as more of a passive resistance. And that brings us to whether or not there was an immediate safety threat. Here, because Hayes is not actively fighting with them, there doesn't appear to be any serious safety threat. The only argument would be the presence of a firearm, but there are no facts here that the individual indicated that he would use it against the officers or attempted to do so. So it does look like excessive force was used here, especially if this was an unlawful arrest. So let's get to that. Was this arrest unlawful? So false arrest, also under the Fourth Amendment. In order to establish a false arrest in violation of the Fourth Amendment, a plaintiff must prove that at the time of the plaintiff's arrest, the facts and circumstances within the defendant police officer's joint knowledge, as well as those legally entitled to make such arrest, even with the presence of probable cause. Was there probable cause to arrest Sylvester Hayes? Would a reasonably prudent police officer believe that Sylvester Hayes had committed an arrestable offense? I would argue that such a police officer would have first run a proper database check on Hayes, which was available right there in the police car.
He's out here doing it. He's out here, bro. He's out here. Scoot back. Scoot back. Watch your feet.
This is what happens when you're ego. Oh, I can't. That's why people hate cops, bro. Oh my god, my heart goes out to this man.
This was not a situation where the database returned a mistake. The mistake was the officers. Was that reasonable? Here is where the officer can testify and argue her case, and in the end, a jury will decide. That brings us to malicious prosecution. Here, they continued to prosecute this guy for months and months and months, despite knowing about the mistake on the day this happened. So assuming that there was probable cause initially, did it disappear at some point? So here he was charged with resisting arrest and unlawful possession of a weapon. In the recent Supreme Court case of Thompson versus Clark from 2022, the Supreme Court clarified that for these malicious prosecution claims under Section 1983, a plaintiff isn't required to show that his criminal prosecution ended with some affirmative indication that he was innocent. Rather, a plaintiff only needs to show that his prosecution ended without a conviction. Here, the charges were dismissed, so that element is easily met. So at some point, did the police officers here become aware that the charges were frivolous? Here, they became aware almost immediately. Once Sylvester Hayes' identity was discovered, which happened right here at the scene, the unlawful possession of a weapon charge is out. That leaves the resisting arrest charge. Had the identity mistake not been made, there would not have been an attempt to arrest him. Remember that Section 1983 liability is individual to the officer, so it would depend on the defendant. If you're suing the two original officers, which Hayes is, they knew that the allegations were frivolous from the very beginning, and they misrepresented those facts to their supervisor and continued to do so just by virtue of the prosecution moving forward. So as far as the supervisor is concerned, there may be some defense for him based on those misrepresentations that were provided to him. So overall, this is a problem, in my opinion, with the Big Brother surveillance state that we've created, which allows and relies upon an army of police officers to enforce traffic laws, but all the while looking for people with warrants, in part by profiling them based on their appearance. Mistakes will be made. They'll be made more often where there's no accountability. There are numerous videos out there right now similar to this one. I've done several showing so-called felony or high-risk stops being made at gunpoint based on similar mistakes, usually some erroneous belief that a car was stolen when it was not. If police officers are held responsible for their decisions, they will be more careful, which is generally how it works for the rest of us. Surgeons are careful not to screw up your surgery. Why? Because they will get sued and have to pay for it. The lawsuit will be posted in full at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com, linked below. As always, thanks for watching.
Everybody's held accountable except prosecutors, police officers. And see, the prosecutor gonna follow through with it because they just want somebody in jail to make money off you. See, this is how fucked up the system is. Fucked up, especially against people of color. As a black man, you're 5 times more likely to go to jail than any other race. This is what they do, bro. They don't care about justice. They don't care about peace. These pigs are doing it for a check, and they're trying to have a gang. The cops are the gang. See, they get this qualified immunity, these cops, guys, that protect them from lawsuits and people suing them and going to jail. That's what's saving their ass. They need to drop a qualified immunity and to fund their ass. These sorry bastards ain't saving shit. Y'all like and subscribe to the video. I'm out.